Happy Thursday! Oh boy! Okay. I have not made a video on this channel and, it's been over a year now, since I've made a video on this channel, and, I just want to firstly say, I am sorry. Anyone that, is subscribed currently to, this channel, and anyone along that was watching my daily videos, I apologize to you. And if you want to go ahead and come to my house, tie me up, do very, very bad things to me, hey, I'm not going to say no. A lot of stuff has happened in the last year, in my life, personally, also in the stock market in general. So I do just want to do a quick little update video, really quickly in a nutshell, pretty much a couple minutes. Then I want to dive into a really, really good thing, and then also a really, really bad thing. MULN sucks. Yes! Or rather, I should say, Benny, which is no longer a thing. Okay, so, I actually had some health issues, last year, when I stopped making, videos. All those issues have been resolved. I was actually eating way too much sugar, believe it or not. Caused, pretty much, high blood pressure, reversed it entirely, eating, going to the gym again. I actually completely stopped drinking alcohol. I was actually drunk in a lot of, uploads last year, so yes, I've parted complete ways with alcohol. Life is awesome. So personal little update, I'm going to continue this journey, but I'm not going to be covering MULN, unfortunately, because MULN is gone, and it's gone. It's over. It's gone. Pretty much uploaded. How many videos did I upload? 50 something, talking only about like MULN, which, by the way, got transformed into BINI, and they got delisted. So yes, they are gone off the NASDAQ. They are in the pink sheets. There's a lot of lawsuits that have happened. I've already submitted a lot of claims for those lawsuits. I highly recommend a lot of you all too. It looks like I'm actually going to be getting a small amount back from one of the lawsuits, which is pretty good. But otherwise, yeah, they're a gone company. Anyways, I've talked about SoFi, especially last year, and I want to talk about them again. And I also want to start covering SoFi, and I also want to cover a couple other stocks as well, that I currently own, and stocks that I also really want to accumulate. These are non-penny stocks. These are actual companies that are profitable and are growing. Pretty much in the last year, in a nutshell, as I was dealing with a lot of health issues last summer, I pretty much went all in. And I was actually still drinking last summer, and I was at a couple bars with a couple friends, and I was walking around, and I'm like, hey, are you guys, like, you know, looking at a lot of these stocks? Oh, no. I'm going to be doing my stock buying after the election. After the election. Okay, well, guess what? The election came, and the election happened, and the stock market rallied for a couple months. Liberation Day happened, and then the stock market crashed. So a lot of people were buying stock after the election, and they got burned. I was buying stock all last year, and I made a very decent amount. I don't want to say that my health issues contributed to stock gains, but it kind of did. And it really taught me that I got to really, and I really have scaled back on a lot of day trading. I only day trade now if I actually see legit opportunities, but the companies that I'm going to be talking about are companies that I would personally never day trade, just own shares and accumulate shares Once again, if you are new here, welcome. I am not a financial advisor, but I have made a decent amount of returns in this market over the last couple years. And I also lost a lot as well. And you live and learn. But we're entering into a very unknown time because I got to make a separate video talking about this. We could very well rally into the year and then have a correction early next year in the overall stock market, or we could just pretty much start selling off like we did in 2018. Really want to make it separate video talking about 2018. But anyways, I pretty much took all my free capital last summer buying stocks. I had Palantir, I had Tesla at one point, and I went long. And then after the election, a couple months after Donald Trump was in the White House, late January, started selling a lot. And then I really took advantage of this Liberation Day, pretty much crash that we had in April. And I've been owning SoFi for, so on one of my profiles, I have a low average on SoFi. SoFi's earnings is coming up next week, and I'm probably going to show my position in my main account. But when Liberation Day crash was happening, I started accumulating SoFi in my Webull account, which is my second account. My Robinhood account is my main account. But on my second account, I ended up picking up quite amount of a fairly small position size. I'm not a millionaire, not a multi-millionaire. I'm a small fish in a very big pond, but I mean, hey, you take you take $5,000, give or take, and you were up 120. Actually, it wasn't even $5,000. It was like 4,000 and something. But anyways, actually, hold on. Where's my handy dandy calculator? Let's see. 1278 times 359, $4,588 bucks. $4,588 for a long position right now, and I'm going to be holding these shares for a long position. If SoFi does drop down to, I want to say, the $15 range, maybe even the $18 range, probably going to accumulate a lot, a lot more shares on my second account. My main account, I'm very much overloaded in shares, but I could probably build up my second account position. SoFi is a fintech financial bank institution, and for the longest time, and also I'm on the daily average, so all these candles that you see here, they represent one day. So this is one day, etc., one day. We were in a wedge for the longest time since we IPO'd. Initial private offer, we went public back in, when was this? December of 2020. I did not even know about SoFi back here, but obviously this stock has experienced brutal downfall, and it's been trying for the last couple years to break out of this wedge that we were in. And I believe we broke out of the wedge officially. We touched the wedge back in December of 2023, but we didn't break out of this wedge officially until July of last year. We actually penetrated it. Now, we did go down, which really was a kick in the nuts for a lot of people. But on my main account, I was buying shares all in this range. And it's just, yeah, it's, if earnings, actually, you want to know what? Probably going to talk about my main account after earnings. But the overall point is that this company everyone on Wall Street is screaming to own this company right now. Very similar to like Palantir. And there is a sentiment around this company that is very much like Palantir, and it's unreal. So earnings is coming up. which is going to be Taco Tuesday, Tuesday morning before the bell. So 7 a.m. Eastern earnings gets dropped. I believe the conference call is 8 a.m. or 8:30. And SoFi typically rallies before their earnings, but it's weird because we really haven't gotten a pre-earnings rally. Because we normally, typically the go-to of SoFi is that we can go ahead and sell off after earnings, and then we basically rally into next earnings because this company is growing. Quarterly basis, this company has growth rates of 40%, which is unreal. It is crazy. So we are theoretically growing per quarter by 20%, give or take. So if we blow this earnings out of water, we could very well be in the mid 30s going into January's earnings. Yes, we could be at it's unreal. So there are so many people that have this stock definitely in the $12 range. I mean, there's people that have the stock in the $18 range. And there are people accumulating shares heavy even in the mid 20s because they see we have busted through all-time highs, definitely back from the IPOs on SoFi, and we are in this crazy, there's not a whole lot. Going off Fibonacci levels, I mean, there's not a lot of resistance moving up. If we triple beat, we go ahead and beat revenue, we beat the EPS, and we also beat guidance, which SoFi typically does, then we could be in a very high position. So I really want to go ahead and make videos on SoFi on a near daily basis because this is going to be one of those things for me personally where I have a very large position. And a lot of people are in the same boat. A lot of people are going to be making a ton of money, hopefully, on this stock. Anthony Noto, the CEO, is a phenomenal CEO compared to David Mitchery, the CEO of MULN, also known as Bini, B-I-N-I, and also known as another delisted company. Ultimately, last year, I had some shares and of MULN, and I ended up walking away with a 20% profit on the last remaining shares that I had. And it's very unfortunate because I can't even show it. All throughout summer last year, I didn't even pay attention to MULN. If you were shorting the stock, you made bank. They ended up conducting, I believe, like a dozen reverse stock splits, which is very unheard of. They ended up moving their company, I believe, to a location that doesn't need shareholder approval to basically do a reverse stock split. And that just, it's a stock killer. But it goes to show you, if you have a great CEO and a great management like SoFi, then it really shows that one company is not going to make it and the other will. So I'm going to be posting hopefully near daily SoFi content. And if you found me from the SoFi community, because I'm going to be dropping these videos on certain tags, welcome. Please subscribe for more. And I'm also going to be talking around other stocks that I do currently own and also stocks I'm going to be aggressive buying. Other growth companies as well, too. I got my eye on quite a few companies right now that are that are doing extremely well. But I will say, I am very cash heavy right now, and a lot of people are too. A lot of people can sense that there is going to be some type of correction, whether it's going to be 2018 style, where we're going to just sell off into November and December, or it's going to be a 2021 scenario where we rally into the end of the year and then we correct early, like maybe late December, maybe early January. But so many people have so much money on the sidelines. Me personally, I got like a lot of cash. And I got more cash right now. And I'm like, I am very cash heavy. I am well over 30% cash heavy right now. And a lot of people are in the same situation. The point that I'm saying is that if this stock, along with the market, corrects and we go down by, let's see, back in April, this stock, SoFi, went down from their high of January. Let's really not count January. Let's pretty much count February. So February, they went down by 50%. 50%. Consolidated around a 40% drop. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to SPY. I believe the SPY fell back in Liberation Day. What did SPY fall by? Damn it, stupid. Come on, come over here, SPY. There we go. The SPY ultimately fell because of Liberation Day from March's low, or March's high, I should say, 16%. That's crazy. So if we get a 10% correction on the SPY, which so many people are calling, which means if Wall Street wants it, it's going to happen. And that basically puts us at the highs of back in February. So if we go down by 10%, SoFi may go down by 25%. Now, is that unrealistic for SoFi to correct by 25 when SPY is down by 10%? I mean, you got a 50% a drop in SoFi, and SPY went down by close to 20%. So you go ahead and figure, okay, let's say we do bust up and do break all-time highs and maybe get to that $30 range that has a lot of people on SoFi very skittish about. We could very well fall to the 20 consolidation range. We consolidated a lot at the $20 level. So we could hover around here at $20 that we were basically here for July up until like about a good month and a half. And if we do consolidate to the 20s on my Webull account, I'm probably going to be averaging up. I'm probably going to increase my Webull account by a couple $1,000s and accumulate shares because, I mean, yeah, this stock could very well, from the 20s, go into the 40s and basically double up when you recover. We are entering into a easier monetary cycle with the Federal Reserve. So we got the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. Now, yes, it does signal there are things wrong with the Labor Department. Fuck them. There's a lot of things wrong with the Labor Department in the government. The labor sector in our economy, yes, the unemployment could very well rise. The labor overall is weakening, but overall, SoFi could very well do well. I mean, SoFi did very well in a tightening monetary policy. Now we're entering into a a less restrictive monetary policy, and they're gonna. I mean, yeah, I am a SoFi bull. I said a lot of stupid stuff about MULN last year that I really regret. But hey, you live and learn. But no, SoFi is one of those things. So, like I said, I'm going to get back to uploading content. I really hope everyone is doing well. For anyone that did watch my content last year, well, here's more. And, yeah. It's going to be an interesting next week, especially for earnings. And there's a lot of people that are hoping and praying for a dip because they just want to buy this thing up like crazy. if SoFi, for whatever reason, does start selling off to that $20 range from where we are right now, that would be a minus 20. That would be crazy. I feel like there would just be too much money in the sidelines to scoop up shares, but who knows? I could be wrong. It could be a great buying opportunity. All right. Like I said, I love you all. New video probably most likely tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, your friendly uploader of Trojan Bull 17 is back to the gangbang. All right. See you guys later.